What's going on, guys? My name is Triforce Addiction. Welcome back to another COD mode video. So I did mention a few days ago that I finally unlocked level 200 as well as the Krig 6 Dark Matter and even the CBR 4 Cosmos. So obviously I did a lot of grinding even before the season began, and I'm going to continue to do more grinding, especially when it comes to the Dingo, since it is required that you do like 120 matches before you get Diamond Camo on an LMG. So the question is now, what do we do now? I mean, what happens when you do reach level 200 other than just getting those blueprints? Is there like anything else that you do get for reaching that level? Obviously the quick answer is no. The only thing that really changes is, I guess, the icon logo that you usually have next to your name. You know, that those little star things that you've been seeing whenever you enter a match, those basically represent, I guess they represent like 50 levels each. And since I have 4 of them, obviously it's going to represent the 200 levels, but there are also stripes that you do earn every 11th level. So for example, I ended up getting like, I think one extra stripe on the side of the stars for getting level 161, and eventually I got another one with 171, and then with 181, and finally 191. I was actually kind of hoping that at some point the icons will at least turn gold or something, you know, to represent that you have already made it to level 200, but apparently not. I think like the next time I get another logo change is probably going to be at 201, whenever they do add those other 50 levels, which I'm hoping that they do every 2 seasons. So basically that's what you're going to pretty much end up with once you get to level 200, those 4 stars. Obviously once you reach 151, you do get those 4 stars. You stay stuck at like 3 if you're at 150, but of course that changes once you go up that 1 level. However, you do get those stripes on the bottom side. I guess they're kind of like wings, as well as like those little top 3 little stripe things on the top right side. I don't know what they are, but the icon evolves the more you progress, and that's basically the final form of, I guess, the icons. But the thing is that you get that icon the moment you reach 191, so it doesn't really change once you reach 200. I was hoping that, at least for the time being, it'll like turn golden or something, or have some sort of like sparkle or glow to represent that you've made it to the end. And in some ways it does kind of represent the prestige mode, maybe not in the conventional way, but kind of like how Modern Warfare 2019, Vanguard, as well as Cold War were connected together, where every season there will be like another 200 levels to grind for, and you get more prestige icons. It's more or less the same way if they actually keep going with this. But given that we have these icons in the first place where they didn't need to have them, kind of does point to the fact that they might be adding more levels into the future. I don't know why they would actually want to go that extra mile to make all these different icons if this was only going to be a one-time thing. So there is a very high chance that maybe in Season 3, when we might get like another set of 50 levels, maybe 100 levels. I guess that really all matters based on how fast players as a whole would actually grind for, or at least within a 2-season period. So now that I have you guys here, it's time to actually talk about the grind itself, my personal experience with it, because it was quite the hell of a ride, and it was like a diamond grind, but like ×2. And I don't mean like an entire diamond grind where you had to grind all weapons, but like it felt like you were kind of like grinding out assault rifles like maybe 3 times over, and it took about like maybe over 200 matches to actually get this entire grind done. Someone told me in the comment section, I think in my community post or the Dark Matter Krig post or video, sorry, that it takes about roughly 8 to 10 hours playing Battle Royale to reach level 200. I'm not sure if that's true, but I would assume if that is true, you probably would have to get first place throughout the entire thing. And yeah, I don't really think that's possible, especially if you're like in, you know, the legendary ranked part of Battle Royale. So it took me until like maybe level 165 or maybe level 155, I'm not really sure. But it took me a while to figure out that, you know, the weapon sets that we had back in the day, you know, those ones with like the green text on legendary skins, as well as just like certain other parts of a different draw. Those actually do provide a huge bonus, especially if you do have the Ground Forces subscription already, where you already get 10% player XP. Basically, if you have one of those weapon sets, it'll go up to 35%. So you do earn a lot more if you do use those weapon sets. But the downside, of course, is that you're pretty much stuck using the same weapons until you're done with the entire fucking grind. And I think that was probably the worst aspect of grinding for me, because like I had to use the QQ9, the RPD, as well as the chopper the entire duration of the of the level grind, but I couldn't shift to anything else because those were the only major weapon sets that I had. I had the outlaw, but I mean the goal was to kind of like win the game so you could get more XP. So I would see the outlaw as more of a liability than anything. So again, I was just stuck with mainly the QQ9 and the RPD. I did use the chopper at some instances, but I saw basically the RPD and the QQ9 as the most reliable, depending on what kind of map you were in. But yeah, it got kind of repetitive, like because you were just stuck using those things. You couldn't switch to like the ASVAL or the Holger or anything else, because there were only like certain various lucky draws that had this type of weapon bonus. I had more weapon sets, but the thing is that not all of them provide any like sort of XP boost. There are some that just only provide the calling card, and there are some that provide like maybe 10 to 5% extra XP, which wasn't really that useful. Unless you could have them all like activated so they could stack up. I mean, that would be amazing. But you have to use the weapon in order to even get that benefit. And even the weapon sets themselves have major downsides, because, you know, if I have to swap to a pistol, I can't, because with the QQ9 melting point, you're forced to kind of just use the SMRS and the grenade as well. So yeah, like switching to a secondary was impossible now, unless like maybe you got lucky getting that SMRS kill. But yeah, you were very, very restricted in order to get these types of bonuses. That was basically the trade-off. Of course, there were other weapon sets out there that provided that 25% XP bonus, but the thing is that with the 0G, Cordite, and the AK-117 Meltdown, which I was missing, I had the legendary skins, but I didn't get the original items from the original draw. So unfortunately, I kind of missed out on getting a weapon set like that, and I could have at least expanded the variety a little bit more and make it less boring, make it more refreshing, but I couldn't do that. The grind itself wasn't that hard. I mean, we were winning most of the games. Like, we won like maybe 98% of those games. But it was just the boredness factor that was just a huge issue. Like, you know, just playing, I'm not really used to, you know, playing in one sitting for such a long time anymore. I mean, the last time I did that was probably with the Ether Crystal grind. And I guess the time before that was the Diamond grind. But I'm not really conditioned anymore, at least, to just stay on for like 6 to 8 hours a day and get this stuff done. But I powered through it anyways, but you know, taking breaks in between. And like I said, I mean, you don't have to do this right away. Obviously, that I was just kind of racing to see like if I could be one of the first in global to at least get the, you know, the Krig 6 and the CBR Cosmos. But yeah, you have like 2 whole seasons to get this done before you get like another batch of 50 levels. So I would recommend, well, I guess my best recommendation to you is like probably just focus on doing like 25 levels in one season, then like the other 25 later. Yeah, it takes a lot of like grinding to do, but yeah. Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure to leave a like, make sure to subscribe for some more COD Mobile content. I'll see you guys next time.